Destiny 2 Renegades is right around the corner, and Bungie just dropped one of the biggest ability tuning previews that we've seen in years. Every single class is getting a serious upgrade. Hunters are going to be reclaiming their endgame edge, Warlocks are going to be turning their rifts and supers into powerhouse tools, and Titans are about to become the ultimate team players. So today, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest changes coming to each class, the ones that are going to actually shake up your builds and redefine the meta when Destiny 2 Renegades launches next week. Well, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button down below for even more Destiny 2 content here on Endgame Express. Okay, first of all, let's have a look at the Hunter Big 3 changes. So Bungie clearly has heard the feedback about Hunter's endgame power. Hunters are getting the most ability changes of any class in Renegades, and the headline here is the huge Gunslinger buff. Golden Gun and Blade Barrage are both seeing major PvE damage increases, with Blade Barrage hitting 39% harder and Golden Gun gaining up to 26% extra boss damage. On top of that, Golden Gun now scorches targets by default, meaning every precision shot can feed into ignition loops for massive solar synergy. Even Throwing Knives got love with up to 50% more red bar damage and a higher crit multiplier for Lightweight Knife. Combined, these tweaks are going to make Solar Hunters feel deadly again, and not just flashy. Next, the Void Night Stalker is getting a serious overhaul to its supers. Deadfall now applies the strongest weaken effect in the game at 35%, making it one of the most valuable debuffs for boss phases. Meanwhile, Mobius Quiver is evolving into a true damage super. Every arrow you fire powers up the next, stacking all the way to a massive 227% final shot. An Orpheus rig extending the duration and boosting output even more, Void Hunters now have a real choice between pure debuff support and top tier DPS. Finally, Strand Hunters are getting a set of team play and mobility buffs that push their fantasy even further. The Widow Silk aspect now lets you grapple to teammates, even if they're not using Strand. Grapple tangles last longer, rise off the ground for easier access, and hitting an enemy with grapple melee now creates new tangles on impact. Meanwhile, Silk Strike gains extra durability and faster energy regen, making it both safer and stronger in the chaos of high-end encounters. Hunters have always been agile assassins in Destiny, but after Renegades, they're also going to be incredible team enablers. Next up, let's have a look at the Titan Big 3 changes coming. So Titans are entering Renegades with some of the strongest support and utility buffs that they've had in years. The headline update is to Sentinel Shield, now turns you into a true frontline fortress. Standing behind your shield is going to reload your teammates' weapons every 2.5 seconds and grant them a void overshield, giving your fire team near constant uptime on survivability and also ammo. Blocking attacks also extends your super and charges up your shield throw, and when finally charged it deals a huge burst damage, rewarding Titans who protect their allies under fire. It's the return of the Protector fantasy, but this time with a real offensive bite. Next, Fists of Havoc is getting a rhythm-based damage mechanic that makes it more dynamic to use. Every light attack now buffs your next heavy attack, letting skilled players chain hits quickly before slamming down for a massive payoff. It's a simple tweak, but it adds a satisfying flow to the super and makes it more competitive in boss DPS and ad clear scenarios. If you miss the days when Fists of Havoc could dominate a room, this update brings that energy back. And finally, there's a couple of smaller but meaningful tweaks to round things out. Hammer Throw now scales its damage with range, giving precision focused Sunbreakers more incentives to line up those skill shots. And on the Strand side of things, Banner of War has been toned down slightly in PvP. Its melee bonus now scales with stacks instead of always being maxed, but in PvE it remains just as strong. Together these changes reinforce Titans as adaptable juggernauts, tanky, team orientated and capable of big plays when used skillfully. Next up, we got the Warlock Big 3 changes. So Warlocks are getting full-on quality of life overhaul in Renegades with huge improvements to survivability, super effectiveness and class identity. The biggest change by far is to rifts. Both healing and empowering rifts can now be cast while moving, finally freeing Warlocks from being stationary targets. The rift radius has been expanded from 3.75 to 5 meters, and empowering rifts now boost melee and grenade recharge rate by 20%. It's a massive leap in fluidity, letting you stay mobile and tactical, whether you're locking down a lane in Crucible or clutch healing your team mid-fight. The second big pillar is a wave of super buffs across multiple subclasses. Daybreak gets a 20% PvE damage increase, now scorches enemies by default, and Nova Warp pulls enemies inwards and sends out weakening seekers, truly leaning into its space warping fantasy. Arc supers also shine a little bit brighter with Storm Trance and Chaos Reach, delivering noticeably higher damage, and the longer debuff uptime for Jolts. And this is all about making Warlocks feel powerful again in boss DPS phases, and also crowd control roles. Finally, Stasis mains are eating well too, so Winter's Wrath, the Shade Binder super now hits 210% harder against frozen targets, turning what was once a pure control tool into a legitimate DPS option. Combined with improvements to Frost Pulse, Stasis Warlocks can now lock down enemies and also melt them. Altogether, the Warlock kit in Renegades feel like it's reclaiming what made the class special: high skill expression, tactical depth, and the ability to turn the tide of a fight with one well-timed ability. So that's the breakdown. We've got the top 3 biggest changes there coming to Hunters, Titans, and Warlocks in Destiny 2 Renegades. And it's clear Bungie isn't balancing numbers here. They're smashing all of the emergency boxes here. They're redefining how each class feels to play. Hunters are getting raw power and team utility that they've been asking for. Titans are going to become the backbone of every fire team with stronger support tools and also burst potential as well. Warlocks are stepping back into their role as the game's most versatile space wizards. And the best part is that Bungie are already teasing even more ability reworks coming with Shadow and Order. So this is just the beginning, and it's very, very exciting. I think Destiny 2 Renegades is looking really, really good. We've got loads of stuff, we've got new activities, we've got the campaign coming, we've got lightsabers for goodness sake. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And all of these ability changes, plus the new weapons. And also, don't forget to check out the top 10 exotic weapons. I released that video the other day, and I'll put a link there up in the top right hand corner for easy access. Okay, if you enjoyed this breakdown or found it useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. You can also like the video too, that would really help me get the word out about Endgame Express. And of course, we've got Renegades coming next week. I'm going to be covering Destiny 2 Renegades extensively here on the channel. So, as always, thank you so much for watching or for listening. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below for even more Destiny 2 content here on Endgame Express. Thanks again, I shall see you real soon.